welcome back. I hope you've had a lovely weekend. I know lots of people here are going to be like, no, it wasn't so lovely, but we're going to just move right on past that. And we're going to start a new week. Shall we do some scrapbooking? whether we need it therapeutically or not. Just as appropriate for you. Right, in just a second, YouTube will let me see you talking. I hope. Here we go. Guess. Oh, it looks like we've got. Oh my goodness. Oh, I thought Joanne was saying she was in Sydney and it was 43 now. And I was like, it's winter there. Surely it's not 43 in the winter. Oh my goodness. But no. Okay. Right. Let's put you over here with the monkeys so that I can see you. Oh, sorry. There you can see my elbow too. Right. Well, that's a very good question, Orangina. So I've got because my August kit arrived, I've got the summer issue of Scrapbooking Cards Today. And I was thinking we could do a Scrapbooking Cards Today type tribute today. So I've picked out 2 pages to choose from. And then I'm going to work with, I have this like pile of photos that live in my desk and that I haven't scrapped, and I'm going to pick something from there because I didn't print specifics for today. What? I know. Okay. Oh, Mel says no. It's 10 degrees, windy and raining in Tasmania. Oh. Okay, so this is one option, which is from a sketch, and then the example is by Love the Sue's Fish. Sue's Fish friend, who's over here. Well, on an island, over here. A smaller island than the island I live on. Okay, anyway. So we've got that one. What was the other one? I should have put a little post-it note in. Anyway, here you can have a little preview if you haven't got yours yet. Is this it? Yes. Okay. So here's my second choice. This one by Anya Lenchenko. So we're going to do this with the July kit, obviously. But which would you like to see? This one, this kind of inspiration from Anya, or this one from Sue's? Page numbers, AC says. Page 29 for Sue's, page 37 for Anya. What would you like? Dun, 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 dun. You can vote while I do my speech. Yeah? So, oh, it looks like Sue's is in the lead. Okay. Right. So hi, my name's Shamel. I teach online scrapbooking classes. I design scrapbooking products, and I help you use them to tell your stories in a creative way. It's not just my hobby. It is my job, and that means anytime I scrapbook on the internet, it's considered advertising, and I have to make sure you're aware of that. So please, I say thank you for coming to watch my #advertising. And yes, if you ever have any questions about how it all works behind the scenes, just let me know. Or if you have any questions about things that you actually see here on the desk. I love that some of you are voting for page 20 when page 20 wasn't something I gave you. So what is on page 20? An advert. There we go. So 29 or 37. Where'd 37 go? There. Dun, 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 dun. Oh, Georgia says she thinks 37 is in the lead, but does that mean that she's been cheating again? Is this like Team Red all over again? No. Oh, yes, Georgia. You're so naughty. Were you trouble at school, Georgia? My goodness. Oh, Connie says her 20 was meant to be a 29. Okay. Right. I think let's do this one today, and then if you like Team 37, we can come back and do Anya's as well. We could have a whole week. Oh, Bunny says 37 looks so different to what I normally do. I see. Dun, 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 dun. Okay, here's, you know what? Hold on. Because this is 2 photos, and this is 3 photos. So let's figure it out. Let's figure it out. Because I gotta have pictures. What have I got? Dun, 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 dun. Oh. How many from that shoot do I have? 1, 2 there. These tend to be, well, that one that's definitely one I have to scrap soon. These tend to be photos that I've printed out for things and then not used because they ended up being not the right size I wanted, or these where I accidentally printed them twice. So, just, aw, look how tiny! Oh, these are birthday photos, so there's even tinier there. Okay. I got those 2. Have I got anything with 3 shots? Those are stuck. Dinosaurs. Brown. How many of those? There's 2 of these. A lot of these are singles. That's not helpful. Is Vicky on the tube? Okay. Oh, there's 2 there. That's a lot of red, and we know that there wasn't red. So I don't have any sets of 3. Should we agree that I will do, I'll print 3 and we'll do that one on Friday? How is that? Team 37, are you okay with that? So we'll do 3 on Friday, and I will make sure I print 3 suitable photos. Okay. Orangine is in there going, but you could do 2 photos and a journaling card. All right. Okay, so there's those 2. This is 1 each way. This is 2 that are small. Okay, now that sounds like a plan. Excellent. I will print the right photos, and we'll do 37 on Friday with 3 pictures. Okay. Today we're back to 29. Is a promise. Here we go. So let's have a look. So I'm going to use, she's got squares. I'm going to use 3x4s. Dun, dun, dun. Yeah. Okay. And we've got, so here's the sketch. Let's see if I can get it zoomed in so that you can see the sketch on its own. This always feels, you know, so not professional. Let me just bring it closer to the camera. Right. This is what live is about, right? So you've got a 2/3, 1/3 background going on here. And 2 photos. And like a big tag shape with journaling strips and florals over the top. And then Suze has made that into some ruffled up paper here and some literal crepe paper ruffles along there. Like crepe, not with a P, not crate, the company. But like that funny paper that you use for party stuff. She's still got a tag. She's got tags, but they aren't the same as in the sketch. She's moved them over here and has 3 tags instead of word strips. And she's got this little element coming out from underneath the photo here, which I think isn't quite sweet. Interesting how it would be in a page protector, but that's okay. And then a whole bunch of florally shapes. Ha ha ha. Right. Orangina says, didn't you have a third of something left from last week? Yeah. Probably. Yes, so I've got a third left of this, but it's vertical, horizontal. It's horizontal, and probably gonna do the vertical, unless you want to turn the sketch. But I kind of like it this way. Amy, what's wrong with the tag shape, Amy? You can do it. You can do it. Oh, I've got stickers coming loose. Let's move them over here. Okay. So let's have a look at these photos, and I can still do tags and journaling strips. I'm capable of doing that. It's all right. So I know we have a request to make sure that I use the donut side of the donuts. So I can do that. But also, this might be the other 2/3, because look, that's got this pink background. Doesn't have to be there, but it might be nice. Okay. And this could be the floral elements. I think this might be the day that I cut this out, which means this probably isn't the background. Okay, let's look at that floral to be cut into pieces. Okay. If I'm cutting that into pieces, what am I doing with the rest? Good question, Shamal. Good question. Okay. Why did I not put more light blue in this kit? Sometimes I get very confused with myself. Okay, so instead of using a white background, I'm going to use this as my 2/3. It means I'm going to have to piece this together, but I'm okay with that. So we're going to go with the music notes for the white cardstock. But you could always make this, you could always make it white cardstock. But I'm going to use that for the 2/3 over there. Hold on. Yeah, that's right. Right way up. Okay, this one I'm going to cut up. That makes it really purpley. And he's in blue. Okay, what's the reverse of the floral? This. No, don't like that. Both Orange Girl and Orangina are here. What? You are not the same person. You're both here at once. I'm a little freaked out. Okay. I have bubbly water today, so I'm going to open it. Right. Let me recover from the shock of 2 Oranginas. I should have had a bottle of Orangina today. What? Amy, I still don't have my hole punch. It's okay. We don't need to put holes in the text. We got enamel dots. We're all good. I know. I don't have coffee today. Because I was doing all sorts of housework and didn't make myself a coffee on time. I know. Now, do you remember a couple kits ago we used the card for this from the Pink Fresh? And I was so excited and I was going to use this, but guess what? It's glossy this time. So shall we write to all the companies and say, please stop using glossy card for the inserts. Give us just plain old uncoated cardstock, and then we'll use it on our pages, and all is good. Because this is just going to go in the recycling, because it's shiny. Karen says, you mean to say you do housework and don't actually scrapbook all day? Elaine, what is this housework you speak of? Well, I would love to say that, you know, I'm so on top of my housework that it was just a little bit of this and that. But the truth is, you keep wanting to see a room tour, and there's a significant amount of housework that needs to happen before that happens. So maybe I scrapbook all day a little too much and do housework a little too little. But we gotta start somewhere, correct? Correct. What can I put on the left side of this layout? I'm gonna look one more time because It's driving me crazy. So, actually, this is why this was here, because these go together. So, I could piece those. That would work. And then bring that over the top. I don't have any question. Oh no, Siri, we still don't have a kitchen. I don't have any question that these three work. They totally do. These three work. I know they do. That's why they're there. Do they work with these photos is the question. I think maybe they can. I can see that blue in the background here. And this has the pink. The reason that it's like, yeah, that's a technical term right there. Yeah. Sorry if you were wearing headphones. This blue that he wears a lot is not in the kit. Except in this combination here. This stuff. Yeah. But I think I'm just going to go with this version. And it's going to be all right. Uh-oh. Jane says I'm frozen. Am I frozen? Okay. So far, I'm okay here. Right. If anybody else says I'm frozen, let me know. Let me know. I'll get the hairdryer out. What have I got left in these gorgeous things? There's some blue here. There's navy. Could pick up from his coat and this blue here. It's going to work. Okay, but I do need a background sheet. Right. To put it all on, because I'm splicing that background. I got a textured one, or if I only got smooth at the moment. There's one. Okay. Oh. Stay there. Okay. Hashtag organized. By the way, you get these sometimes. Little advertising sheets in orders from scrapbook.com. And what do you think has caught my eye? Have you noticed there's a peach Bellini color from Catherine Pooler? So I haven't done a lot of work to try assorted inky techniques with Catherine Pooler inks. But I think I'm going to order that one and give it a whirl. So it's here. It's in their Spring Fling collection. So I'm going to order Bellini and maybe one more to do some trial-y technique work. Give it a whirl. She's got a new color that a couple of you tagged me in, which is brilliant. That's not on that sheet, like a new release. That also has some peach potential. So, Anne bought a couple of sets and loves them. She said they're super juicy. Now, see, super juicy terrifies me. And that, I'm sure I have some Catherine Pooler, and I've not pulled them out recently, and that's probably why. If they're super juicy, that probably freak me out. Because I get really messy with. Oh yes, Clay Mask is the new one. Okay, so yeah, we'll see. Right, I'm gonna do both sides of this with the same technique here. So, Suze. So let's see if you can see this. This rectangle here it's not torn or anything. You're okay, Amy, but it's had the edges roughed up a bit. So that's what I'm gonna do, and it's just a little bit smaller than the space. Now this edge in the middle for both of them is not going to matter because I'm going to pile stuff on top there. But I am going to cut this so that it will have a little bit of a white frame. And a white on white type frame is something I always love seeing on other people's layouts, and I never do it myself. Okay. Sarah's like, do not get scared of the super juicy Catherine Pooler ink. Okay. I'm going to order it, and we'll do some experimenting. I'm not giving up on getting my oxide peachiness. I want that. But I am willing to look at other sources. Why am I doing that with my scissors when didn't I find my Pac-Man? Have I got my Pac-Man here? Is it under that big stack of photos that I took out? See, this is the stuff you don't see if I'm not live. Would totally edit out the idea of, oh, I have a Pac-Man for that. Oh, the Pac-Man is not where I thought it was. Moving on. And Georgia does not miss a point, and not miss a chance to say hashtag organized. Stacy says, how big is this paper? Well, what's going to show is 2/3, which means 8 by 12, except I've made it just a little bit shorter than the 12 so that we will have a white frame around the edge. Yeah, but this side isn't mattering. Will not matter because it's going to get covered up. So in a moment, I may trim a little bit off of that just to save it. Okay. Karen likes scissors better than the distress tool thing anyway. No, I love my Pac-Man. I love my Heidi Swap Pac-Man. It's years old and I love it. Okay, I'm going to take maybe an inch off here. Just in case it comes in useful on another page this month. Boop. Done. Then, adhesive on here, but not right at the edges. So that okay, now find my forte so I can get it the right way up again. Yeah. If you're wondering if you're looking at this pattern paper and trying to figure out which way it goes, oh, hold on. You got to look at the P's and F's because the notes, there's no clef that I can see if I just cut it off. I don't know if there was one and I cut it off or there isn't one. But like there's a crescendo here that's spelt out. So look for the letters. But I just realized I was looking at the F's and the way they're drawn here, they can look they can look the same either way. So yeah, maybe look for the P's, or here it says dolce, here it says crescendo. So then you can get it right way up. All right. Oh, I put it too low. Get this frame. And then I'm going to shut that door because you can probably hear the washing machine. It's not the leaf blower. It's the washing machine. Normally, the washing machine is silent, but I put the duvet in this morning, or this afternoon, and I didn't think that through. Normally, it's really, really quiet except for this bin, and this is this bin with a duvet. Okie doke. Let me go ahead and take this all the way off. George says, do you have your washing machine upstairs? Yes. It's in the bathroom. Laura says, I'm late. Is this a Sue's lift and is she here? I don't think Sue's is here. If she is, she's gone all quiet. Somebody should message her. But yes, we're doing a scrapbooking cards today tribute. And it's the Sue's layout from the sketch. So in effect, yeah, a Sue's lift. You can go find her on Instagram. You can find her on YouTube. And she has a little Patreon community as well. I shouldn't say little. She has a Patreon community as well where she teaches stuff. Joanne says, do you hang your clothes on a line or do you have a dryer? So we don't have an outdoor line, and so I hang some stuff indoors, but we're not allowed visible washing from outside the house. Also, our house is small. So we do have a dryer. We have a super duper efficient dryer because we have a dryer, and know that isn't as great as a line, but we're not allowed a line here. So there we go. Georgia and Claire are like, I love the idea of having the laundry upstairs. Yeah, the bedrooms are upstairs, so it does make sense to not have to take it down into the kitchen. For those of you who watched from across the pond, you're like, why would it be in the kitchen? So it's very, very standard thing in the UK for your washing machine to be in your kitchen, because that's where the pipes are. Laundry rooms are very rare, and dryers are not particularly standard. If you live outside of a city and you have a bit more room, then I think dryers are a little bit more common. But before we got a dryer here in this place, in all the places I've rented, I've never had a dryer. Okay. Karen says, I don't get why drying laundry is so offensive to people's eyes. We all have to dry the washing. It's true. We have some really weird housing association rules that come from living in a listed building. Are some of them completely over the top? Yes. Without a doubt, some of them are completely over the top. They just are. But we don't have like an outdoor space or anything like that. Okay, so this is, I just have a guess that this is going to be something that bothers Amy. But I've just cut 3 tiny little gaps in the top left quadrant over here. So the middle one goes in a little bit further than the 2 on the outside. They're just little tiny snips. And then I'm going to take my scissors and bend, oh, the duvet's clean now. Bend those edges back. So it's not a tear, so to speak. It's way more like engineered than a tear. Amy's freaking out. I'm going to turn off the beeper now. But yeah, so just 3 little snips. Totally optional. You can leave them off. Okay. You can totally leave it out. But I feel like if we're going to do a Sue's kind of thing, we need to do little extras like that. Heather says, do you have access to your roof? No. That's really funny because there's no roof access above our heads right here. We do have a flat roof, but it's not one that you could walk on or any way you could get up there. But there is one space in the building that does have an accessible roof, and it's currently inaccessible because there's big debate on whether it should be accessible or not. So that was funny. It's a big debate. Dun, 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 dun. Right. Yeah, it is interesting. I have to admit, coming from the land of everybody having a laundry room and a dryer, I mean, not everybody, but it being very common to have a laundry room and a dryer in the States, especially in Kansas where there's lots of space, so people's houses are bigger than perhaps they need to be because they can be. Well, when I came over here and England is an island and it rains, it's very humid here. It's really hard to get your clothes to dry hanging indoors without getting damp, like the whole house smelling of damp. And so I found it really interesting. I'm like, but no one has a dryer. And so my first year of living here, I went to the laundrette a lot. Yeah, that's a laundromat, Americans. Yeah. Okay, these need a little bit of a trim. Yeah. The first house I lived in, when I lived down in Brighton. Was an old very, very Brighton standard terraced house. There's a gazillion of them there. And they are old, and they were built before there was indoor plumbing, and they're just very damp. So I went to the laundrette a lot, which meant carrying my washing everywhere. Oh, Connie did a remodel on her house, and now she has a laundry room. Amazing. Okay. So we're going to have 2 photos like this. And we're going to have some flowers. So let's have a look at that. But then I think that other pink, I know I'm going to use the donuts for a theme. There's a big request. Could I please do an actual donut themed layout? So I'm going to make that happen, but it's not today. I'm just grabbing a 4x6 card because this is my favorite way to cut something to a size. Just trace. Just trace. And, you know, hashtag organized. I know exactly where my 4x6 cards are. They were super easy to get, and it's super easy to put it away. Done. Dun, 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 dun. We're back. Okay. Oh, my goodness. It's so stressful, YouTube. Why do you do these things? It's so stressful. Every time. Every time it happens, it's like my heart stops for a minute. Don't do it to me, YouTube. Okay. So, what I was saying before YouTube decided to so rudely give me an Elsa treatment, was that I think this pink is bigger than Suze's pink, but that's okay. 4x6 just felt like the right kind of size for what I'm going to do. Okay. So we're looking like this. And then the flowers, we're going to cut out some flowers. Okay. Karen says, what conversation did you want to talk about? You're right. On Friday, I said there's a topic in my head that I want to discuss. And it is children selling things for fundraisers. Because both countries do it, but in a very different way. And I just think that there'd be interesting opinions here. I don't know. I think it's something that would be interesting. So I have been involved in both because I grew up in the States. I was a Girl Scout, and I'm not going to lie. I rocked at selling Girl Scout cookies. I mean, obviously, it's not a hard job because everyone wants Girl Scout cookies. But I did really well. Amy! I'm going to cut it out. I'm going to cut a few of them out. They're not bad shapes. It's fine. Go slowly. So, Girl Scout cookies, for the British who have not experienced this, you do Girl Scout cookies or magazines or wrapping paper, all these sorts of things, pizza dough, cookie dough, candy bars, all these different things that you sell, and a business is getting a cut, but then also the school or organization that you are selling for gets a cut. Ergo, it's a fundraiser. The big difference is that children go out as salespeople, and you go door to door or on the phone asking people you know to buy stuff. And you are rewarded for the more you can raise. So it is like you become a salesperson. Every child who has done extracurricular activities in the States, I feel, also has had experience in sales. And you very quickly, if you are motivated by winning the prize or whatever, you find out what sorts of things work and what doesn't work. And, you know, there we go. It's okay, Amy. I figured out what you were both ways. Amy's logged in on 2 different accounts. Heather says the rewards are always junk. But when you're a kid, do they feel like junk? I was always motivated by this stuff. Yeah, and Sarah points out, yeah, so the difference over here is we don't motivate children with rewards for being the best salesperson. It is not a exercise in competitive capitalism. So there are ways that we still sell stuff, but it's done. I've never had kids coming door to door to sell stuff. I mean, there's Penny for the Guy. They come door to door, and I fell for it the first time because I thought they were raising money for charity and not the charity of themselves. But, you know, moving on. But, yeah, so, for example, one that's really popular here is that you do, like, a class tea towel. And everybody draws a little doodle of themselves, and then all the class faces end up on a tea towel. And WB's school doesn't do this, but my goddaughter's does, so I get a tea towel every Christmas, and I love it. See, Amy, it's okay. Look, I'm not doing any of that, okay? Any of those tiny spaces in between, no. That's why I'm cool with leaving the halo. Also, this corner I've left from the paper because it's going to go into a corner. Okay, so anyway, right. The sales stuff for all this gunk that comes off when you edge the paper. Yeah, so the tea towel thing, you would like just buy 1 or 2 and it's very much set from the parents. Like you just get a letter home or an email home. There's no kids asking you to buy it. Does that make sense? So yeah, okay. So lots of Americans saying we do it online or at a store. We don't go door to door because of the safety issues. Which sounds about right because, you know, 80s. I went door to door. And I went door to door way further away from home than probably anybody would want to, like, I mean, I went miles because I lived in the middle of nowhere. And, yeah. But I just got on my bike and went. But that's the 80s for you. So, yeah. But it is still, even if you're not doing it door to door, that it's still the kids doing it, right? I don't know. Anyway, it just struck me the other day that he'd never had to do a fundraiser like that. And our school did a pizza night fundraiser, but it was like, because I was a class rep, I felt like I was the Girl Scout because I had to keep sending the messages to all the parents saying, don't forget, Friday's the last night to order your pizza. Friday's the last night to order your pizza. And I'm like, oh my goodness, the kids don't do it. It's the grown-ups. So I just wondered what people's opinions would be. And I love that Sarah's here because Sarah works in charity fundraising like as a job, right? I haven't got that wrong, Sarah. Pretty sure. Yeah. Oh, yes. Non-uniform day is a big fundraiser if your school wears uniform. For sure. And ours, because we don't wear a uniform, they do themed days. So for Americans, what happens is, and this is normally charity fundraisers we do this for, like we don't have Jump Rope for Heart or anything. Does Jump Rope for Heart still exist? But you know, we're on the page here, 80s. So you know I did Jump Rope for Heart. And Jump Rope for Heart would have been like, you asked for sponsorship from different people you knew. And then you'd have to go back and say, okay, I jumped all this way. Could you please give me the money that you promised me now? Thank you. Yeah. So instead, here it would be, okay, we're going to have an assembly about heart health today, for example. Could you please, you can wear whatever clothes you want, or you could dress in a theme, depending on how your school organizes it. And then bring a pound to put in the box, if you can, and then we'll tally it all up and send it off to the charity. That's quite a common way to do a fundraiser here for another organization. I've never done, I'm trying to think if we ever did fundraising, because when I was teaching, we did a big school change, and so we did a lot of fundraising off the back of that. But I don't remember ever having the kids bring in a pound for our school initiative, but we did it for lots of charities. Oh, see the difference in Jane to me. So Jane is 15 years younger than me, and she never went door to door. She did not have an 80s childhood of riding her bike to the next farm town. Sarah said, did WB school ever do the Great African Welly Walk? No. That was her biggest campaign event a few years back, marketed to every school in the country, and hundreds took part, and she wrote the lesson plans too. Well done, Sarah, but no, it's not one that I know. So we've just done yesterday, we've done a replacement fundraiser, because we normally do a big fundraiser that the money is normally split between the school and some charities, because we live on a big patch of land called a heath, and normally it's a 5K for adults and a 1 mile run for kids. Why it's K and miles in the same event, I do not know, and it does drive me mad. It really bothers me. So yeah, normally it's an everybody in person event, and last year and this year it has not. It's been a virtual event. So you could do your 5K or 1 mile wherever you wanted. So we ended up doing it on the South Bank, and we had a plan yesterday that we weren't going to walk the South Bank. We were going to do a theater walk, and his goal was to walk in the West End and take a picture of him in front of as many theaters as he could find, and we were going to put the map tracker on, and then we'd find out how far we walked by that. But the West End was not safe yesterday for such behavior because of football. So in the South Bank actually was quite civilized, so we walked there instead. So we'll do the theater walk maybe one day in the summer. But yeah, so for that you just make a donation, and so yeah, no selling involved. No, none of that. Which way up is this gonna go? Okay, I feel like I need to do one more. I know that Amy is dying over there that I'm cutting these flowers out, but I think I need one more. Amy wants to know what's a heath, because she only knows heath bars. Also, she's freaking out that I'm gonna cut one more. So a heath is like a big patch of grass that's public land. Yeah, like a field, basically. And hold on now, have I got another unicorn, or has Georgia changed accounts? She says that whoever this unicorn is says that 5K and 1 mile makes perfect sense because they're round numbers. But you could just do 2K or something. I don't know. Oh, and Allison doesn't know what a heath bar is. It's like a dime bar, but American. Okay. There's lots of wonderful stories and hilarious stories in the comments about various stuff that either us or our children have had to sell over the years. And so if you want to turn on the live comments and have a look, yeah, I suppose that's a much better explanation, Orangina. A heath bar is chocolate covered toffee. Yeah. And Georgia and Spangled Unicorn are two different people. Okay, so we've solved the problem of Orange Girl and Orangina. They're two different people. And and Georgia, who is often a unicorn, is not the same as Spangled Unicorn. Spangled Unicorn, do you want to be called Spangled Unicorn or you want to be called something else? Let us know if you have a name that you prefer. Right. Oh, and Anne says, good morning from Connecticut. Why was it not safe to walk in the West End yesterday? So yesterday was the final of the Euro football tournament. And it was held at Wembley, which is out on the west edge of London, which is different than the West End. The West End is actually in the middle. Yeah, figure it out. It's silly like that. But anyway, in Trafalgar Square, there was this official fan zone with a big screen, and it was a ticketed event. Ah, our other unicorn is Patricia. Lovely. Hello, Patricia. So you could go. You could pre-book, like limited spots to go watch it on this big screen at Trafalgar Square. But people did not follow the rules. We were up in the West End for 9:30 in the morning on Sunday, which you know from all my stories, normally it is empty. It is a ghost town. We call it Zombie London because it looks like when they film 28 Days Later, which they filmed on Christmas Day one year to get shots of London being completely empty. For a zombie movie. That's normally what London looks like on a early Sunday morning, because the businesses aren't open until noon here, usually, maybe 11, but mostly noon. So Sunday morning is normally empty. 9:30 in the morning, there were crowds outside the pubs waiting for them to open, and the pubs would not be opening for many hours. And a great deal of the people at 9:30, 10 in the morning were already quite intoxicated. They were not behaving themselves, and it got worse. We were supposed to be there until 5:30. Our last class got canceled, and we came home in the afternoon, and I'm very glad we did, because it got worse and worse, and it was not pretty. Yeah. Just lots of drunk, poorly behaved people. Not fun. And a lot of football chanting involves swearing. And WB was really, really, really quite confused and bothered by the amount of swearing. And when he saw his friends this morning, he was like, they were swearing so much. But yeah, Karen has written a nice comment up here. She says, the scummy football hooligans that decide to act like imbeciles rather than being actual fans. They don't represent most of the decent football fans. Yeah. And they definitely don't represent that team. That team has done loads, like individually. They've done lots of wonderful things, like outside of playing the game, which they did very well, obviously. But, you know. Okay, so here's where the three were that I cut apart. Bottom left corner if your branding strip is still on. Okay? Does that help, Amy? Yeah, so there's a lot. Yeah, and somebody just mentioned, I hope Lola was okay. Well, we saw Lola in the morning, and Lola responded to when we tagged her on Instagram. And we sent back to said, I hope you're okay after yesterday. Yeah. It's not cool. The behavior of that particular type of fan is not helpful to anyone. I don't know. And I think, like, it's like where people haven't been out, there's too much energy pent up and it makes it worse, maybe? I don't know. Okay. I'm not doing too much roughing this up, just a little bit, because if I do too much, I'll end up slicing off a flower or something. I don't want that. But like, it's easy on this corner here. And this one, easy there. Aw, Sarah said, I've never cried at football, but I cried yesterday. Seeing the young lads' reactions and knowing the awfulness they would face today, I really hope they're all doing okay. I know, the things that people say when you miss a kick or whatever, it's ridiculous. And it's a really young squad. There's so many on there, just like teenagers, really. 18, 19, 20-year-olds. That's a lot of pressure. I mean, it's a lot of pressure on anybody, but they're babies. Yeah. Is that mural in Manchester? I saw a clip that the Marcus Rashford mural had been defaced, and that's just horrible. The man has done so much for this country, and he's a baby. Anyway, I'm glad we're all on the same page here. Yeah. I mean, I'm calling them babies, but you know what I mean. They are men, and they are doing phenomenal stuff. I'm not trying to infantilize them. Sorry. But they are young men, for sure. Yeah? Like, I'm old enough to be their mother. That's what I'm saying. I know I have a little one, but I am old enough to be their mother. All right. Okay, now I have all this dust on the lap. Let's actually do some stuff with this now. So we've got this combination happening over here. How am I doing for time? We're good, we're good. That's going to go there. I'm going to keep this pretty straight with that. This is going to come over here, and the adhesive is going to go on those two corners because I'm going to line that up like that. Now, I need something to give it some weight this direction. I know the flowers are coming in here. Oh, I've got that stencil too. It's tempting. Okay. But, all right, I've stuck this, but not this edge here so that I can put more stuff behind it. What kind of border pieces do I have? I've got this black and white that's going to go in there. So I'm looking at what's going to back here. So that's going to go in there. Oh, have I got enough of this? Can I do 2 black and white pieces? Maybe. It might work. This isn't exactly where they're going. I'm just kind of allocating. Right. I am very tempted to try and add this in, but I don't think it's going to work. No. Never mind. Okay. Other things. Do have these. And I don't want to forget that I have that. Okay. How much is this going to freak Amy out? Are we ready? Just a little bit. This is going to go underneath there. And I could, because some of it's going to get covered, so I could take the red off. I might do. Ha ha ha! Amy's like, put the scissors down, Shabelle. Stop cutting more things. I knew it. So keeping in mind there's that little fleck of red in his bow tie. Keep the red, or actually lose it. I think I'm going to lose it. And then that's going to go up the top. That's going to go down the bottom. This needs to be shorter on this end because that gap, you're not going to see that there's a second color. My cutting ability, I promise, isn't... Oh! Okay, no, I'm fine. I'm fine. I don't know what I thought I just did. I had a panic moment. My cutting is not actually all that genius. It's just practice and using the same pair of scissors until it feels like an extension of your arm. And finding it a pain in the neck to use a trimmer. It just messes with my flow. I love my trimmer. I'm not unhappy with my trimmer as a product. Yeah. Okay, and then this one. Also, I just realized what else I can add in to get the happy blue that I want. That. Yes. Okay. So, this one. That's coming in. And yeah, I knew that navy was going to come in useful when I wasn't expecting it, and it's today. Amy's going to kill me though, because you know what I'm going to do? Amy's just going to unsubscribe now. Amy's just like, no. Amy hates tearing. Yes. Doesn't need to be... Oh no! Amy's breaking up with me! I'm sorry, Amy. I think it might be more heartbreaking on a live for Amy because she gets lulled into this false sense of it's okay, I've done all the hard things. It's gonna be fine. And then I throw something out that is not what she likes. Now, let's start sorting this out. I know it's two different kinds of florals as well, but it'll be okay. Don't go, Amy. We're here for you. That's gonna go. Oh, I messed up the length a little bit, so I'm just gonna tear it. There. There. This one up here. Down here. Just give me an idea of where that edge is. You just rip the paper in half like that. Because I'm going to put this right over the top. No one is going to know except you who's watching. Georgia says, does anyone own a bind it all and has also used a cinch? Yeah, the bind it all smaller. The cinch is a little bit more straightforward to use. Does that help? Yeah. Oh no! Hermes lost your cinch. That's horrible. Sorry. Uh-oh, where's, oh, here it is. The black and white is probably not necessary now that I put the blue in, but pink and blue and black and white is like a Sue's kind of color combination, so I kind of feel like it needs to be done. Lindsay tries to predict which paper Shamel is going to rip to shreds and buys extra in case she messes it up. But she has failed every time. Oh my goodness. You make me laugh so much. Okay, so this stripe here. Oh, frozen for Claire, but not anyone else. Okay. I picked that up so many times it's starting to lose its stick. About there. Okay. What color ink is in this one? The purple. But I'm going to go back to Kitsch Flamingo. Okay, my stencil is here. Okay, so what I want is not the whole rectangle. I want this flower. So I'm going to put it like that. I think I might have to put a little bit of tape here. And a booper. For Kitsch Flamingo. So this is a few kits back, and I apologize to Connie. Tearing might be Amy's kryptonite, but inking is Connie's, apparently. It's okay if you want to leave this step out. That goes for everything. I'm not worried about this straight edge because I'm going to cover it up. Want to fade out these edges down here at the bottom, though. So I'm not going to re-ink this. In fact, I'm going to close it up to make sure I don't, just out of habit. Because I want this to be nice and light and airy at these edges. Okay. Same flower. Oh my goodness, it's like I'm working on a diagonal from top left to bottom right. Could you imagine it? I am. And I don't want it to go onto the pattern paper here. So I'm going to tape this. Amy wants all of us to watch along with the Tim color reveal on Saturday. What time does it work out in our time zone? I haven't actually planned that far in advance. Right, I'm gonna pick that up. Noon Eastern. Oh, that's okay then. Orangina says, what? You're working on a diagonal and you're going to do 3 embellishment clusters? What? No, never. I know. It's like I've done this before. It's like I have plans or style or something. One of those things. Okay. It's pretty though. Kid Flamingo on that paper is nice. If you've got that paper and even something else. So yeah, noon Eastern is 5 here. Yep. Okay. Shamel could do a watch along thing on Insta or Facebook, but why wouldn't we just want to be in the comments of his live? Or you feel like I'm going to have so much commentary that I'm going to need another place to put it? Is that what we're thinking? No. Have a look, Shamel. You've been lifting this page and you haven't looked at it for a long while. So there's no mat behind them. And there's this tag shape. What have I got? And cut aparts. Hey. These are going in. Right. Lots of tuckies instead of a mat. Yeah. All the tuckies. The reason I was looking at a mat is because where she's got 2 squares, they take up a little bit more horizontal room, and so it needs more horizontal weight here. But I can do that. Because look. This then pulls that color all the way over to here, which is cool. Okay. But, yeah, some things behind. So let's start tucking away. What size are the photos? Mine are 3.5 by 4. Or 3.5? 3 by 4. Sorry. 3 by 4. Connie says the ink makes her nervous when I'm this far along and then I put ink on it because what if it gets messed up? Yeah. I'll just put another layer over the top of it. So there we go. Oh, there you go. Orangina says to Connie to channel her Elsa and let it go, let it go. Yes, do it. It's fine. You can always, like, if this had gone horribly wrong, let's play that out. If this had gone horribly wrong and I didn't want this on here anymore, I could replace this piece of paper. In truth, I could have just taken it off and had the white background. That would have been okay. I could have put some tuckies over the top. Yeah? It'd be all right. So don't freak out. Don't freak out. Now, this has these open spaces, so I want that to go all the way behind the open spaces there. I'm not worried about that bit of text on that one. I know we all have the song in our head now. No regrets. You came to watch me. You know what to expect by now. I mean, Georgia and I could sing that Friday song. Okay. So that one's going to go in there. gonna go along there. I had my horizontal strip here. These are gonna go along there. Good. It's working so far. It's working so far. Friday song on a Monday. It's blasphemous. I did make him listen to the Cure Friday song. Because when he said, I said, what are you dancing to? And he said, Friday. And I was like, Friday, I'm in love. And he looked at me like, what are you talking about? So I sang it for him, and that was not enough. So I played him the music video at the weekend. I was quite intrigued by Robert Smith. But who's not, you know? Did I do this one already? Yes. So this one is gonna come up here somewhere. I just went, we're all American there. Oh, but I got these to get in here too. Okay. Don't forget them. Bye, Mel. See you later. Oh, hold up. Somewhere along like that. So see, this one I'm not going to put this over the top because it's got that bottom edge. Yeah? Okay. Okay, so they've got this little gap here. So that can nest in there. And then this one can nest in that gap there. And that's where it's all gonna stick. Okay. Photo is gonna go on top of that one and underneath that one. Like that. It all comes together. There, there, there. Now I've got this piece, but that's okay because this one is gonna come in there. Oh yes. So now that straight edge is covered. I'm right underneath my dotty lines there. The overlap is enough that it is an obvious overlap, but not so much that I lose anything from the photo. Yes. Then this one. It's gonna be over here. There. Look. Okay. So see the line of his shoulder and his hair here? Turning the flower until I got something that would fit right in there. So I can mimic that. Okay. So, just gonna see whereabouts is best. I think that. Boop, boop, boop. Where did I do? Here. Now you could put that on this bit underneath. If your photo didn't work, you could do that. But because it fits that space so well, I feel like I should bring it in. Maybe I should take it underneath. Oh goodness, oh goodness. Let's go there. Okay. Now, original sketch had journaling on strips. I'm going to add in these strips here. How am I doing for time? I'm getting to the end of my window. By the way, if you watched on Friday and you were worried about the fact that he came home from school. He was fine. He didn't even miss the whole day. He had to go back in. It was all good. So don't worry. He's good. I'm so glad I have photos of him in these shoes. He outgrew them, and you know, sometimes they outgrow something and it makes you a little sad. Yeah. I like those shoes so much. Don't forget my hello sticker. I know. That's going to go in somewhere too. I think it's going to go there. That's where it needs to go. Just put it on. I think it's going to say hello something else, but like I'm going to add more to it, but that's where it's going to go. Yes. Right. I got so excited that now I've lost my word. Here it is. Hey, Karen needs a stencil. It's a cute stencil. It's really pretty. I mean, it's more pretty than cute. Yeah, I like it. Warren Gina can't believe how tall WB has gotten. Aw, that is hilarious. He was trying to be really, really confident about having grown so much at the weekend. And then I had to remind him that he's still the shortest of all his friends and everything. And he was like, shh, it's okay. All right. I like that attitude. Oh, by the way, before I have to log off here, which I'm going to do in about 4 minutes, I did put the last reel up on my Instagram. So, I mean, and I don't mean it's the last reel ever. I mean the last post in our rainbow post that I started in June. So it's the one about taking pictures at the cherry blossoms where there were so many people, but it looked like we were the only ones there. I've put that reel up. It may be that the answer is kind of disappointing. I don't know, but hopefully not. Hopefully it's not disappointing. Yeah. So if you want to check that out, it's there on my Instagram now. Okay, so there's gonna need to be some journaling space and a title. So I think this is the title's going to need to be hello something. I'm not quite sure what, but do I go cliche and do hello handsome or something and spell out the handsome down here? Just look quite handsome in that photo. And then the journaling could go straight onto this sheet, top or bottom, or could be a tag that sits in here. So I know, sorry, Amy, I mentioned the tag word, but there we go. So this could be a little journaling pocket, which would be kind of sweet. I do feel like it needs a little bit more embellishment before it's done, and I want to point out a couple things that Suze has done on here. So one, she's got the texture of having this whole little thing happening down here. And it may be that the reason I haven't really made a big space for a title is that she has this as the title. It's quite small and little. Oh, Catherine points out I could do a Streisand reference and do Hello Gorgeous. Yeah, that could work. I might have to ask him and see what he prefers, if he cares or not. But yeah, confetti definitely gonna happen. And she's used both stars and dots. I've got dots in the kit. I might use my little star punch or something. And I love this tiny little detail down here. So I might do something from, like, cut a little piece of this and put it down here. And I think this, circle piece is going to come in. It's going to go there. I'm not sure what else it's going to go with, but it's going to go there. I'm going to cut it out so that I can put it. Title something about the shoes. I've actually got a photo that's literally like focused on the shoes, so I'm not going to worry about that here, but I'm still just glad I have photos with those shoes in. Yeah, so there's going to be confetti. There's going to be something along here. There's going to be another word to the title. Yeah. And then on Friday, I've actually got kind of a little collection now of layouts where you haven't seen their absolute finished state. This one plus the two before. So why don't we do on Friday, I'll make sure that they all have their finishing touches, and at the beginning of Friday's video, I will take you through all 3 of those in their finished state. Yeah. Does that sound good? All right. I gotta go collect that handsome man from school. He doesn't like it if I don't remember to pick him up. Not that I ever have, but just, you know. Thank you so much for joining me today. Thank you to Suze and to Scrapbooking Cards Today magazine. You can find their website at scrapbookingcards.com, and you can find them on Facebook and Instagram. They are a good follow. Lots of inspiring stuff, and yeah, just cool. All right. Thank you so much for joining me. Have a wonderful week. I'll be live again on Friday. And if you enjoyed this, give it a thumbs up. I'd love that. If you watch from the future, leave a comment to say you were here. I'd love that too. And if this, for some reason, is the very first time that you have been here, click the subscribe button. I'll try and make it worth your while. Thanks so much. Have a wonderful week. Bye-bye.